The compliment I get all the time is, how do you have so much energy? Where do you get all that energy? And people think, like, I remember, especially starting off in business, people used to think that I took drugs or something. I was so excited. I was so enthusiastic. I was so fired up about life. Look, I got one shot at this life. And either I'm going to make it or I'm going to break it. And I get that choice. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. I get to make it or break it. And I believe that. And I was very conscious of that and excited about the fact that I had a great opportunity, number one. But number two, if it's going to be up to me. Now, I know, of course, I need a lot of help, and I recruited and I trained and I built relationships, and I have a lot of really, really successful people in my organization that I am completely, incredibly grateful and thankful for. But the truth is, if Daniel Alonzo does not get excited, some of those people probably would have never followed me to begin with, which would have not allowed me to build the business that I have so far been able to build. The real difference, Thomas Fuller said, the real difference between men is energy. A strong will, a settled purpose, an invincible determination can accomplish almost anything. And in this lies the distinction between great men and the little men. And he was an African slave and mathematician, and so he's probably pretty strong-willed. And so I want to read you a little, and I'm going to comment on it, but this is from the 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class by Steve Seibold. And I'm going to read you kind of some of his words, but then I want to kind of interject my own. One of my favorite books, by the way. If you haven't gotten it, this book by Steve Seibold, make sure you go pick it up right away, because it is an incredibly important member of your library, okay? Because it's one of my all-time favorite books. And he talks about energy, and he says the engine behind every great champion's success is energy in three forms. One is physical, okay? So energy, when you think about physically having energy, that means your physiology. That means moving around. That means moving your hands. That means walking a little bit faster, talking a little bit faster, moving around a little bit, making a little bit of noise with your body. That's physical. And physiology is a very, very large part as to why people will follow you. Mental, of course, your mental energy needs to needs to be continually refreshed. How do you refresh your mind mentally? Well, that's called reading books. That's called watching YouTube videos. You can learn anything you want to learn these days just by watching a YouTube video. How about podcasts, right? Wealth on the Beach podcast that y'all are listening to right now. Or this YouTube video that you're watching right now. This is mental stimuli, mental energy, and then, of course, spiritual energy. You got to believe in something. Is it God? Is it Buddha? Is it, whatever it is that you believe, something spiritual. You got to have some sort of spirituality in your life. I mean, I'm a Christian, and I've been praying to God since I was a little kid. Since I had the ability to pray. And I just know that I would always speak to God as if he was my friend. Hey, God. That's how I would speak to him. I know people can pray better than I can pray, but I just had a conversation with him. Would you please bless my family? Would you please bless my friends? Would you please bless me? Would you please allow me to be strong in my faith? Would you continually forgive me for my sins, and continuing to be grateful, letting them know how grateful I am for the blessings, the good things in this life, because it's because of him that we have those blessings. And so that's spiritual energy. We all have to have some of that spiritual energy. And by the way, everybody, I'm actually doing this podcast from my car. I was just inspired to just take a few minutes and say, you know what? I'm going to record a podcast right now from my car, Wealth on the Beach podcast. You can see people walking around in the back. I'm in a parking lot right now, which, by the way, I do a lot of work in parking lots across America. And I love doing work from my car because I'm focused, right? It allows me to stay focused, stay, doing the things that I know I need to be doing. And I was inspired right now to do something that I know I should be doing more of, and that's making more podcasts and more videos. And so I just said, do it now, and I did it. Now, because the world class operates from a love and abundance consciousness, they appear to have almost boundless energy. At a lower level, the masses operate from what? They operate from fear, from scarcity, from lack of abundance. They operate from fear, the biggest energy sucker known to man. Love attracts energy. Fear consumes it. So love and abundance and energy and excitement and enthusiasm and gratefulness and happiness and progress, that fuels good things in your life. But yet fear consumes it. Because think about it, when we're afraid of something, we stop doing those things. So for example, if you're afraid to call people, you stop the progress by stopping to call people, right? People get scared and they stop. Or maybe you started a new business and you said, hey, I'm going to be great at this business. I'm excited about this business. I'm fired up about this business. And then what happens is something goes wrong. You get rejected. And then your fear seeps in. You get scared. You start thinking, oh, is it going to work for me? Maybe it's not for me. Maybe God is just telling me, I'm getting, like 2 people told me no. So I bet you it's God telling me that this business is not meant for me. Think about that for a second. Like, how many people have thought that before? Maybe it's the universe telling me I suck. Maybe it's the universe telling me, go back and get a good job because you just suck. That's fear. That's wrong thinking. It's negativity thinking. So fear consumes us, and we allow it to consume us, by the way, because we could always say to ourselves, stop. Stop, Daniel. Stop this. Stop thinking in negativity. Start thinking in abundance. I am powerful. I am abundant. I am a stud. I'm a studette. I'm a champion. I'm a winner. I'm a doer. I'm a worker. I'm a recruiter. I'm a builder. I make money. I always make money. Everybody loves me. Everybody wants to be in business with me. So you think about the first way of saying it, right, where the fear consumes you. The second way allows abundance to happen. It allows your brain, by the way, to open up, because when we're afraid, then we start thinking of everything as being negative or everything is not going to work. Whereas when we allow love in, when we allow this consciousness of belief and powerfulness and trusting that everything's going to work out right if we do the right things, if we follow the right process, if we stay accountable, if we're coachable, if we're making good choices, everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out. Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here. If you'd like to watch the entire podcast, click here.